Hey Santi, we're doing an article, right? So I would like to ask you some questions about Makerspace and why it is significant to people and how it matters to the community. So can I interview you? Because I think you would be a very good candidate since you know how to talk, and which is very important. So yeah, why is Makerspace important?
Just because we get to do a bunch of tech stuff that we might be able to use later in the future if we want to do softwares or designs and more. Depends on what you want to be.
Okay. How does it affect you?
By affects me on taking time away to do projects, but I think they're worth it because they're fun and it gives designing a whole different level of what it used to be before, where you had to draw everything in a graph paper in 3D. Now you can just use the 3D software to make your ideas and make them look like if they were like how they're gonna be later on when you finish your prototype.
Okay. Um, does it affect your creativity? Does it expand your creativity?
It expands my creativity because it makes me use my brain a little more and come up with ideas of making a product better or making a whole new product that could change the life of many people out there in the world.
Okay, and how does it affect you?
It affects me by me trying to get my brain to get into a whole totally new level of critical thinking. Thinking, I mean by coming up with new ideas that a lot of people haven't come up with, and then making them something other people can use. It's a way to think of think and experience what it would be to have a company or be a designer. So then you can find your way and find if you do want to be a designer later on in your life, or it's just not your thing.
Okay. How does it affect the community?
I don't think it affects it that much because people are still too much involved into common core such as math, science, and writing.
So do you think they should care also about Makerspace?
I think they should care also about Makerspace, but not as much
So
universities are looking a lot at grades and your map scores to see how well you will do and how well they can teach you to do better later on in your life. But I think that it would be also good to do things outside of school because they're also looking towards outside outside activities that you're not doing it your academic time.
okay. And last one, how do you hope? What do you hope happens to Makerspace?
I hope it stays and it keeps them going above high school so we can keep on learning and keep on learning new types of software activities and design 3D products that can help us in a way towards our everyday life or help others in their everyday lives.
Alright. Thanks. Do you mind? For you, what do you think Makerspace is gonna teach you in the future? Well, not teach you in the future, but like right now that you're learning it, how will it help you in the future?
We don't so that we kind of learn from a young age, which is easier than learning something completely new when we're older.
So it helps you in like in real life situations when you grow up.
Yeah.
Okay. How does it affect you?
Uh, right now, well, maybe it affects me because I find it like fun. You have to use a lot of creativity, and I don't necessarily have a lot of creativity.
So you expand your creativity.
Yeah, so I expand. It helps me build my creativity.
Okay. What do you think this means for the community?
I think I think it will build more interest in the community so that they can see things in a different way, in a more creative way, not necessarily in the only correct way, so they can open their eyes to new solutions. And,
And what do you hope happens to Makerspace?
I think we should maybe next year that won't be possible, but maybe next year we could have Makerspace the whole year and make sure we can do all the projects that the teacher plans for us.
Okay,
Space is important because we get to see the technological side of the world. We get to try new things, and we usually get to emphasize, and learn more about 3D things, and we have a lot of fun while we do that.
Okay. How does it affect you?
It affects me because in a very good way because I get to learn more about shaping and the technology. And I think if we get deeper into our Makerspace class, we'll probably learn more about companies, and that could help a lot in the future.
Um. hmm. What do you think this means? What do you think this means for the community?
Like, what do you what it
For,
means
like-
for us?
Yeah.
In
Like, how does it affect? It's just like it affects you, but how does it affect the other people around you?
we in Makerspace we learn about like how companies make your project better, and it affects us by showing how the products could get better and how we create
And preparing us
yeah,
for the real life situations.
exactly. It prepares
Okay.
us for real life.
Do you think it expands your creativity?
Definitely, because we get to create things for people who need it, and we have to have a lot of creativity to get that done.
Okay. What do you hope happens to Makerspace?
We get deeper into the topic, and we start to know more about companies and products and design.
Okay, so I am here with Miss Emily, and I would like to ask you some questions about Makerspace since you are a teacher, and I would like you to answer them if you can, and if not, maybe you can make me repeat the questions, and yeah. So, why is Makerspace important?
Makerspace is important because to be successful nowadays, I think that people need more skills than just knowing how to add numbers or write a paragraph. People need to know how to work together in teams, how to problem solve, how to use technology, how to innovate, and how to be creative. And I think Makerspace teaches these skills in a way that other classes can't.
Okay. What does it affect you?
Excuse me?
Why does it affect you?
Affect me?
Or how does it affect the students that you teach?
Well, I think that might be a more appropriate question for you, but
Yeah.
my hope as a teacher is that you can see that even in creativity there is a process that you can take away from here and apply to other parts of your life. Does that make sense?
Do you think Makerspace is gonna help us in the future?
I hope. In an ideal situation, Marcos, you would have longer than just a quarter. We'd have a whole year of Makerspace. And during that time, we'd be able to do coding and other skills that you guys need to have coming out of high school and college, just to be competitive in today's quickly evolving society.
Okay, thank you. So, the other day, I sent an email to Frank Hua, which is a Makerspace teacher in Asia. But, so I sent him an email and then he responded. But since I couldn't get him to actually record a voice message, so he sent me an email back. So this is what he said. First off, there are two aspects of making: an actual makerspace and a culture of making. Makerspace is a physical place where you make stuff, hack stuff, or remix things. Maker culture involves using the design cycle: research, design, plan, create, and evaluate to develop a product or design. You don't need a makerspace to make, but it comes quite handy. Frank Hua noted. Makerspace affects students because it gives them a space to be able to develop their projects, and bring ideas to life. It encourages making and being creative. It allows the students to make mistakes and learn from them in a safe environment. I would like students to gain a culture of making, since it's exceptional. It's very important to everyone, since you can't get in the culture of just buying things. Because one day you're gonna run out of money. You're not gonna be able to build anything or create anything. So you need to stay in the habit of creating things, right? So that's basically what Frank Hua said, underlining his words.